Hello and welcome. My name is Meepolis, she, they, and this is Literally Graphic. And today we are looking at On a Sunbeam by Tillie Walden, originally published as a webcomic from 2016 and 2017. Still available online, I'll leave a link in the description. This edition was nominated for the 2017 Eisner Award for Best Digital Comic. It was subsequently collected and published by First Second Comics in 2018, which won the 2018 Los Angeles Times Book Prize. I've only reviewed one other Tillie Walden book before, namely her memoir Spinning, which came out in 2017, link in the cards. Otherwise, they live in Vermont and teach at the Center for Cartoon Studies. What kind of keywords came to mind? Autumnal, school, coming of age, community, relationships, queer, space, and organic. The Goodreads summary is, quote, "Throughout the deepest reaches of space, a crew rebuilds beautiful and broken down structures, painstakingly putting the past together. As new member, Mia gets to know her team. The story flashes back to her pivotal year in boarding school, where she fell in love with a mysterious new student. Soon, though, Mia reveals her true purpose for joining their ship, to track down her long-lost love. An inventive world, a breathtaking love story, and a stunning art come together in this new work by award-winning artist Tillie Walden." End quote. Reading through this gorgeously rendered graphic novel, it did take me a little bit to catch on to what exactly was going on. The world felt incredibly fantastical and unique, at least for me, and there wasn't too much to grasp onto. Although when Walden talks about her influences, Studio Ghibli is fairly obvious in retrospect. The color scheme is glorious and limited to great effect. A very people-centered book, my attention was focused on how relationships morphed across the story. My one small complaint is that I was sometimes confused as to what page layouts and backgrounds were expressive and which were just the fantastical setting. Moving along to the representation of things, sexuality and gender were almost certainly at the forefront of Walden's mind. Entering into the world of On a Sunbeam, it quickly becomes apparent that there are no men. There is no explanation given, and perhaps they are kicking around somewhere, but the people who surround me are women and non-binary. While I sometimes felt like more world building was warranted, this unnamed absence is my preference. Similarly, while it is only the one character, the inclusion of a definitely non-binary character does point towards an openness around gender diversity that keeps the story distant from turfdom. So no gender absolutes, while keeping the focus pretty narrow. Alongside the strong bonds of community, friendship, and chosen family, lesbian romance is a dominant thread that helps bind the two timelines together. What we think of now as racial diversity is certainly present in the selection of characters we follow, although the social construct of race seems largely unimportant to the story. There are some hints at class realities in the story. Ability versus disability seemed largely ignored in the story. I'll also link to Zora Gilbert's review on Women Write About Comics, as they point out that having the non-binary character communicate non-verbally was probably not the best idea. Similarly, there was a distinct lack of body diversity in the characters. A related sort of issue, it actually struck me as somewhat surprising. But that probably has to do with the kinds of books I read. An engrossing read, I felt a bit more detached from it than many people I follow, which is fine. I think I'll settle on 3 out of 5 stars for now, and try and pick up my next Walden in a more timely fashion. Bye all, keep reading, and resist white supremacy. And as always, Literally Graphic is created on land that should be given back to the traditional landholders, which in this case is, to my knowledge, the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, non-Anishinaabe people, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Huron-Wendat Nation.